All right, welcome once again. It's a very beautiful Monday morning. We are back in business, and it's on a very sad note that our show starts today. We actually, in one way or the other, mourn a colleague that passed on over the weekend. Quite a nice guy. But what can we do? We actually use this opportunity to reach out to his family way back in the Philippines. And we believe very strongly that God will grant him eternal rest in his bosom. And Harlan Herrera, we say very bye-bye to you. Very nice guy. He just does his own thing. And it's so painful, but you just got to go. Good morning, Ishama. How are you today?
Good morning, Dapo. Good morning, Nigerians. And welcome to CROSSFIRE today.
All right. Our show will still focus on a couple of issues that are trending in Nigeria. And we definitely, at the same time, we like to use this opportunity to tell, France that we are very much in solidarity. It's so very unfortunate, what happened in Pawi a few days ago where, as at this morning, we have a total number of 132 people who are already dead. And we keep wondering why, the ISIS have taken not only laws into their hands, but they just want to behave like a mini God and just take people's lives, at will. But notwithstanding, we believe that, with solidarity and with a lot of support from every part of the world, we believe that peace will return to Pawi in just a very short time. Anyway, let's come home and let's quickly, talk about a couple of things. Here we're back in Nigeria. I'm not alone here. We have this gentleman joining us in the studio. He loves to be recognized an entrepreneur, but he's a political analyst, a social commentator. Let's welcome Mr. Gbola Oba. Mr. Gbola Oba, good morning. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for the opportunity once again.
It's good to be back.
You're welcome back. And if for any reason you're somewhere and you could see us live on your television, believe you me, you're watching us on Wazobia 1, channel 57 UHF, and this is Cool TV, and this is CROSSFIRE. Anyway, today is Momentum Monday. We'll bring you as much stories as we can on the show today. And, having a Mr. Gbola Oba in the studio simply means, we're in for a very, very wonderful time. Now, let me take our first story, and then we can then moving into other stories. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari wants INEC and police against tainting integrity of election. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has warned the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Nigerian police against giving into undue pressure from some unscrupulous politicians, to destroy the integrity of the forthcoming election. Now, the statement by the senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu, said President Buhari gave the warning while in a meeting with INEC officials and authorities of the Nigerian police. Now, the SSA media, however, added that Nigerians should be wary of the PDP's fruitless attempts to destroy national institutions, and President Buhari is determined, to rebuild. Now, let's quickly, talk on this particular one before we actually focus on the main discussion for today. Don't forget, we'll be discussing about the Nigerian economy today, and we just want to talk about what exactly, or which particular sector of the Nigerian economy should government focus on? Should government focus on creating an enabling environment for business to thrive, or they should just focus on what will benefit Nigerians directly and put food on many people's tables? Now, Mr. Gbola Oba, let's quickly talk about this. Elections are coming up in Kogi State, and elections are coming up in Bayelsa State. Now, we have 22, according to what INEC released, 22 political parties are going to be represented in across board in Kogi State and in Bayelsa State, and we are looking at. Don't forget, PDP wants to retain the seats in the two states, and at the same time, APC is doing everything that they can to make sure that the two states, join the number of states that they are governing at the moment. What's your thought? What can you see happen in Bayelsa State and in Kogi State?
Okay, the best place to start from would be the meeting that was held or conducted in the presidency between the president, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, and the representatives of the police. For me, as a Nigerian, for me as a Democrat, forget about the fact that I ideologically fled with the APC. That meeting was either uncalled for or was badly conducted. The PDP representatives and the representatives of the other parties should have been in the meeting. It is bad enough that when the APC was in opposition, or the legacy parties that culminated into the APC when they were in opposition, they were agitating for an organically independent National Electoral Commission, organically independent, distant from the presidency. And indeed, I could remember the ACN espousing to the high heavens the adoption of the recommendations of the Waste Commission. And if you look at the recommendations of the Waste Commission, and this already constituted INEC executive as it is now, the distance for transparency's sake, the distance for respectability's sake, are miles apart. Okay, we even have what we have now. As bad as it has always been, thank God for the personal proclivity of Jega that gave respectability to the immediate past executive of the INEC. Not that they performed well overall, but that the conduct of the INEC chieftain then held that organization respectability. Now we have already constituted this executive, and for the first time in the political history of Nigeria, for the first time in the electoral history of Nigeria, you have an INEC chairman coming from the same region with the president, sitting president. And yet, the president wanted to conduct a meeting. He was holding that meeting alone. You must remember that the president is the partisan. He carries a party's card. He was holding that meeting alone.
But at the same time, he's the president of Nigeria. And
the meaning of independence in the name of INEC means that from the moment the president has nominated the name of the INEC chieftain, and the Senate has cleared the person to assume the office, he will function independent of the executive arm of government.
But Mr. Gbola Oba, there's no law stating or showing that the INEC chairman should come from a particular region, because that's part of the Mr. President's prerogative. So
my sister,
if there's no law stating that, I mean, should we hold the president responsible?
My sister, if there's no law stating that the INEC chairman should come from a particular region of the country, and this one happens to come from the same region as the president, it behoves the president to be seen. It behoves him to be seen to be extraordinarily careful in how he relates,
in his conduct,
with the man. Because there's a presumption already. There's a presumption of paddiness. So you must be seen to be organically distant. So holding that meeting, even when I wanted to make the point earlier, you also nodded. Holding that meeting was a faux pas of a sort. I am not saying the president is inclined to want to perpetrate any mischief, but I am saying that sometimes your body language could be misread, and it is not out of place for the PDP to make the scandalous allegations they are making now against the president.
So let's look at INEC now, especially in preparedness for the elections in Bayelsa and Kogi State. Do you think INEC is ready? Because I recall before the presidential elections, people were clamoring across the country, that they didn't have access, or many of them had not gotten their voters' card. But because of the ideology has changed, people now see this government as one that is ready to give justice to all. A lot of people have been saying that, especially in Kogi and Bayelsa states, that they have not had their voters' card, and they want to partake in the election because it's their fundamental right. But INEC so far hasn't come out to say, okay, for those in Bayelsa and Kogi states, well, we'll give you an extension period for you to pick up your voter's card if you've not had one. Don't you think that since that has not happened, don't you think that's a major flaw on this executive?
Your question would seem very rhetorical if I rephrase it this way.
Okay.
Would you think that a hurriedly constituted INEC executive that came into place less than 2 weeks ago, wanting to conduct elections in the next couple of days, would that executive in any way, shape, or form be perfectly ready for an election that is coming at its heels in less than 3 weeks from its composition? It's not. You see, the president left so many things. It's easy out there for some avid, rabid APC supporters to want to justify everything the president does. But the truth is that the president had almost 5 months. He took Falana, an APC supporter, to want to go to court and activate the law against the invalidation of the INEC, the immediate past INEC executive, because it was not properly constituted for the president to remember that he needed to nominate people. 5 months plus was wasted. The same thing on ministers. Today, the highly revered, the highly respected Bishop of Abuja, the Catholic Bishop of Archbishop of Abuja, Cardinal Onayekon, who ordinarily is very circumspect in his speech. I was reading something this morning when he said, it's like there's no government in this country now.
Okay.
Let's be very honest with you. I'm also an APC supporter, but some things must be told, those who need to be told.
Okay. Let me ask you again. I mean, something happened in the last 2 weeks now. There's been this very heated argument if the governor of Kogi State actually, requested or was part of the state who actually, approached the federal government for a bailout fund. Now, we have it, and the governor has been addressing it. In fact, it's been part of his campaign that they actually, requested, or were part of the people or of the state who requested for the bailout fund. But up till now, while a lot of states have been paid, Kogi State has not been paid, and it is being already, politicized that peradventure is because of the election that is coming. That is why the federal government has not obliged Kogi State their bailout fund of 45 billion naira.
What are the incontrovertible facts in the public space now? The incontrovertible facts, the facts that cannot be gainsaid, are...
Kogi said they are actually one of the very first states to have...
Kogi applied.
Yeah.
Kogi applied. Kogi was approved by the president. But as we speak, Kogi has now gotten its approved. You see, I was on a platform on Friday evening, and on that platform, I said something that I need to reiterate at this juncture. Partisanship is good in a liberal democracy, but there are some values that any Democrat must not toy with. And that value is the value of putting the prosperity of the state above one's partisanship. I don't want to believe that this president would be privy to the mischief that Kogi is alleging, but in so much as Osho has gotten his money,
Yes.
in so much as other states
have
gotten their money, even PDP states, the coincidence of Kogi and Bayelsa not having gotten their mony
Is a coincidence too many.
In the view of the electoral duels that will be taking place in those states, oh, what a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
But if Mr. President had already approved that they be paid, it's possible also that Mr. President was not privy to the fact.
I never said the president.
Okay, so
I said my understanding of the persona of the president is such that it will probably not be privy to the mischief. I said so. But you know what?
But Kogi is alleging...
The machinery of state, as we speak today, is controlled by the APC. And if
the machinery of what?
The machinery of state.
Okay.
The finance department.
Yeah.
The central bank will...
Exactly, because the governor is already alleging a collaboration between federal government and the central bank.
I'm not saying too much.
He's already alleging
just a coincidence.
A collaboration. I mean,
just a coincidence is too lousy.
I mean, because, I mean, I don't want to believe that it's just a mere coincidence that Kogi State, up till now...
Did you say that?
Yeah, I don't want to believe so.
I'm still using the word coincidence. And you are saying
but
that...
because I can't say 100% for Bayelsa State, but for the defense which is everywhere across, all forms of media interaction, has it that Kogi State did not put a proper documentation. That was the reason why they were not paid. That is the defense. Now the issue now is...
No, let's be methodical when we are approaching the issues.
No, I'm citing their defense.
But the president approved what was not properly documented. Oh, they want to reduce the stature of the president.
No, but I mean...
Who probably puts his signature to just about any balderdash that is put on his table. Not this president. He approved it. He's approved it.
No, but the governor actually said yesterday that he has actually approached the governor of Central Bank, and he has also paid visit 3 times to the president on the same issue. And then the presidency is saying, don't worry, Central Bank is going to pay you. And then he has gone to the governor of the Central Bank, and the governor of the Central Bank says, I mean, this is all about me. I need clearance from the federal government.
No, but when you say clearance from the federal government,
I mean, yes.
It could have been any other person. But now that we have
Who is the person? The president...
Let's look at it from another angle.
Okay, like...
No excuses. We have a minister for finance now.
The governor of the Central Bank was probably waiting for the Chief Justice of Nigeria. But it's just that some states like Osun and some other PDP states, they got their own... without the Minister of Finance that you are bringing into the picture. So now that the Minister of Finance has come, maybe because Kogi's case is a bit... Kogi is too proximate to Abuja. It could be...
And then he said something before we go on a break. The governor said that after all states that actually applied for the bailout fund, the central bank actually published the list of states that applied and have been approved, which simply shows that documentation is not a problem. Yeah. Kogi State's application was actually received by Central Bank and processed.
My beautiful sister, people, person, party, or groups that control the power of coercion normally have a tendency to want to abuse process. Power corrupts.
Absolutely.
Power corrupts. Absolutely. APC must be very careful not to be reenacting the tragicomedies that PDP subjected us to for 16 years. I am one who believes that if circumspection were to be brought into play, this government will do a lot. But if they overpush the envelope of partisanship, I was telling some people a couple of days ago, opposition parties, they were talking about Olisa Metu being a nuisance. Exactly. I said there was a time that Lai Mohammed was derogatorily referred to as Lai Mohammed.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Some people still refer to him that way, which is not good.
My sister, opposition parties don't win elections. Usually opposition parties don't win elections. Ruling parties, governing parties, as APC likes to be referred to, lose them. They lose them out of arrogance to their public. They lose them out of sheer intra-party squabbles, which they're starting now with the Saraki faction, Atiku faction, Bola Ahmed Tinubu faction, and the dribbling of the president. They lose them out of sheer irresponsibility, like some of the conduct is being catalogued now.
Okay.
The APC must be very careful.
Very careful. All right. Anyway, we believe that we still have a very strong opposition in the PDP. I mean, come 2019, we will see how elections in Nigeria is exactly going to play out. But let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll still be speaking with Gbola Oba. We'll be right back.
So, did you like what you just saw? I know you did. It's very simple. If you want to see more, just subscribe to our channel right now.